Mhm.
Colbert also talked about Stephon Tuitt. He was asked about the future of Tuitt. Obviously, Stephon missed the 2021 season with a knee injury, but he also lost his brother last June in a terrible hit and run accident. Colbert said the door is open for Tuitt to return to the Steelers this season. They have spoken with him in the last couple of weeks, which is good news. That's progress from the last time that we've heard from the Steelers on this situation. I mean, what do you take of that? Is that a move in the right direction? And do you have any more confidence that Tuitt might come back in 2022?
Yeah, and I think not only us, but kind of everybody else definitely understands and realizes what Stephon Tuitt went through, and he definitely has our support. And I don't know how I would react after going through all of that. So Tuitt can probably take as much time as he needs to sort himself out, and get everything going. But at a certain point, from an organizational standpoint, you need to figure out what pieces of the puzzle that you are going to have moving forward. And I do think that talking with Tuitt is a step in the right direction. And I think his presence along the defensive line would be key for the Steelers in 2022 and moving forward, because we know damn good and well how great of a player Stephon Tuitt is whenever he is on the field and being productive. So I certainly think talking to him is a step in the right direction. I think from a couple of the other Steelers beat writers that I've seen, it looks as if if you had to choose today of whether or not he's going to be coming back or not, it looks like people are leaning on the side of him being in a Steelers uniform for 2022, which is obviously big because one, that saves you another need that you don't have to address in free agency or the draft, and two, you're getting some of that contingency and continuity back on the defensive line, which is huge, especially with a guy like Cam Hayward and obviously TJ Watt on the edge and Alex Highsmith, heading to his third year. That's going to be really important and really key. So, I hope he's doing good. I hope he's in a better spot than he was, whenever the season started. And, hopefully if he's up to it, and get him back on the football field.
Yeah, I agree. And it does give more time for the Steelers to develop a guy like Isaiah Loudermilk before you have to make a strong decision on him. And I think Loudermilk has a lot of potential to be a defensive end in the NFL. He looked pretty good as a rookie. So I would like Tuitt to come on in here. I have not heard anything about Stephon Tuitt personally. I have been trying to hear things about Stephon Tuitt personally, but things have not, gotten back to me like they do with other things, unfortunately. I would like to see him in a Steelers uniform this year. I think it just makes things so much easier. It's something that the Steelers have accounted for coming into the season to pay him. It's not as if this is going to throw a curveball in anything except for adding depth to the defensive end. At the same time, if he comes back here and he can only take on a limited role, him and Chris Wormley are definitely guys that could work together. And I don't see Tuitt as a guy who's going to be really gung-ho about saving his money, and the Steelers aren't going to be able to rework something there. So I think that it would work out in all parties' favor. I do like that move. But again, right now, Stephon Tuitt is one giant question mark and should be taken as one giant question mark, nothing else, because we don't know what the future of Tuitt brings. We don't know if he's going to play this season. A phone call does help. But
it does,
like you've said, like I've said multiple times, the mental health is a thing that we cannot control. We do not know what's happening, and we don't know what his mindset is right now, because he could be thinking, maybe I don't want to play football. Maybe there's a part of me that thinks I still do want to play football. I'm only 28 years old. There's no point for me to stop, but maybe there's a part of him thinking, this is rough, and this is a lot of time that I'm converting to my life, and I just don't really have that drive anymore because something terrible happened to me and my family, and I need to be there for him. So I don't know. It's tough. It's a very, very tough decision.
That's also true. And Tuitt's made his money through the NFL as well. He's put in his time. I'm sure he's got plenty of money, saved away. So, I don't think the only reason he would want to come back to play is to, play for either to love the game or try to, go win a Super Bowl. So, if he's really not feeling up to it, I'm sure he's got the means to kind of hold him over for a few years until he tries to figure out what else he wants to do moving forward.
I agree.